welcome to my channel, Soul Traveler on Earth. I would like to continue the conversation I started in the introduction video about not feeling worth it, not feeling good enough, because I actually had another experience just 2 weeks ago where I was traveling in Mexico and all of a sudden I got really sick. And first of all, I believe that when our body shows us something, that our body is just a tool, as well as any reflection from the outside which triggers us to help us understand our information in our frequency. And I believe that our body is connected with everything, to our thoughts, to our emotions, what we might not be aware of. And sometimes we cannot see what's going on, and our body helps us with illnesses or symptoms to show us, to make us aware about certain things. And the body, with all its symptoms, has its own language of how he talks to us. And so when I feel something, or when my body shows me something, I connect it. Like, I start thinking, okay, what is it you want to show me? What am I not able to see on my own? And I recognized that when I got sick, there was this deep, deep anger about, I think this anger I've been carrying with me since I came here, because it was just so part of who I am, or how my thought pattern would work in terms of how I would think about men and relationships. And I came here with this. So that's another short excursus on how I see the world and how it works for me, or how I experienced it so far. Is that I think in our generation nowadays, we come with a lot of baggage from other lives which we haven't resolved yet, and it's time for us to release it, because it's something we weren't able to handle back then, and it stayed with us because all we wanted to experience is like to feel it, to experience the duality, the darkness, I'm starting to get into like a really other subject here. Anyways, so that's time for another video. So I realized that I had this anger. I carried it so long with me that it was part of me, so I wasn't really able to recognize it, and my body helped me seeing that, because I started talking with someone and suddenly my throat got really sore, and I was actually talking about uploading videos and to feel so that's another word I'm not good at, like talking in English, like speaking, vulnerable. And I thought, interesting, like I recognized it while I had the conversation that my throat was starting up, and it was all about that I don't feel good enough doing that. I guess who am I, like, what am I talking here, or even think about to make this my work, like to, this is what I do. And it got worse and worse. Like my body just shut down and I got fever, and I'm like, interesting, because I usually don't get sick like a lot, since like I told you before, I'm actually good at recognizing my thoughts and my belief systems, but sometimes my body just pushes me and shows me like where to look at. And the last days before I got sick, I talked with a wonderful woman I met there, and we were just talking about our lives and how we want to do something which we really like doing, and how to figure it out, how to make it happen. And I didn't realize back then that I got so angry at myself. Why? Because I have everything. Like, I have the whole information. I have set up a website, which I'm still working on, like everyone. But I'm just not acting on it. And I got so angry about myself because I know what I want to do and I'm not doing it. It's like, what's wrong with me? And it still like was in my mind that, why don't I think I'm good enough to do that? Like, why don't I think, why am I not just doing it? Like you see, on YouTube and everywhere else, everyone is doing it. So what the fuck? Why can I not do it? And then I thought about relationships, and I thought about men, and somehow a thought came into my mind thinking, I don't feel good enough for a man. I don't feel worth it for a man. And I'm like, how are those two connected? And then I realized it's about the way they are connected is about the masculine energy. So in my pattern, I thought I'm not good enough for the masculine energy. And this was connected to my work, where I didn't feel good enough to act upon my talents or what I would like to do. So the business part, like being active, is also masculine energy. So those two were connected because it was about not being good enough for this type of energy, the masculine active part of it. And I saw this connection, and I saw how angry I got within me because I let someone else decide that I'm not good enough. Or I was just so angry about that I kept myself from living, from doing the things I love, from sharing this information with you, because I let something else rule me, or I gave away so much power to that, and I got so angry within me, which at that point I haven't realized. And at that moment, because then the fever got away, it was like 2 days later, and suddenly my nose acted up. Like, it got so stuffy that I couldn't even breathe anymore. Like, I had to open my mouth all the time, and I had to like trying to clean my nose like every 2 minutes, and it got worse and worse. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then I figured it out, and I figured out this anger, and I'm like, okay, I'm angry right now, I get that. And then within a second, really within a second, my nose just boop, and suddenly I was able to breathe again, and I got a little bit dizzy for a second as well. That's my body changed the frequency. It's like, okay, so we're not following this anger anymore. We recognize it and we can change now. So we're following a different construction. No, in we're following a different manual. And then half an hour later, my nose was all like, it was all gone. I was able to breathe again, and it's like, interesting, like, good to know, I guess. So I saw this connection, and at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm angry. It's, you're gonna see, like, in the following videos, where I will talk about my own techniques, how I figured it out, or how I show you some light work exercises, and also some other techniques from other authors I came across the last 5 years. And a lot has changed. Like, at the beginning, I needed to know everything. Like, I needed to know everything about my past lives. When I was looking into that, I was able to feel it. I was able to hear. I needed to really know what happened. And then at a moment, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to know it anymore. And then I started a journey on really focusing on the mental part of it. Like, how can you get a different perspective of it? How can you get out of your limiting belief? Or how can you get out of this emotion which triggers you when you change the way you see it? So I worked a lot on the mental part, like just seeing it differently. And that helped me a lot, because then within a second I'm like, okay, I'm good, like, I'm done, like, it's clear, there's, the emotion went away. And also the thought pattern changed, and then it started that even that didn't work anymore. I'm like, interesting, so what now? Sorry. And then I think it started this year, where I recognized that now it's time for my heart to feel and to heal, where I cannot go with my mental body anymore. Like, anything that happens now, it's not about seeing it differently, because I already know the higher perspective about it. It's just accepting it and feeling it and just saying, okay, that's how it works right now for me, to just simply saying, okay, I guess this is how I feel. I'm not resisting it anymore. I'm just letting it happen. And I'm okay. And that's the process I'm in right now, in my whole journey of higher consciousness and development of my being here, my spiritual, multidimensional being here on this earth, in this body. So yeah, so I wanted to tell you that about not feeling worth it. And it actually, like 2 days ago, when I had this depression again about just not feeling worth it, I just felt it and I let it go. Like, I gave in to my resistance, to my thoughts, saying, okay, I will never amount to anything. I will never have my dream house or the relationship I want or children, and I will never do what I love doing and make money out of it. And so I'm just saying, I just said, I stopped wanting anything. Like I stopped fighting for it or searching for it. And at that moment, I let everything go. And at that moment, I connected with myself again. Because this pressure was gone. The pressure of only when you have that, you're happy and you're good enough and you're okay. And when everything was gone, I just saw myself laying next to the pool, which is here, and I realized I felt so free at that moment because I realized I did it again. I made things from the outside ruling or judging me, or how do you say this? I'm missing the word right now. So I let things from the outside decide that I'm good enough or not good enough if I have those. And I realized I fell in this trap again, because this is how we see the world, society, because we think when we have certain things and when we do certain things, then we're good enough. But then I realized, letting everything go, I don't need anything to feel good enough. I don't need anything to decide that once I have that, then I'm good enough. It's not about the things you have or the things you do or the way you look. It's all coming from within, and that's the key to realize that. And I've been realizing that for a couple of times, but we're so triggered, or we're so in this structure of society, of the way we believe, the way we think about ourselves, that we forget about it. And so here's a reminder: you're good enough the way you are, right here, right now, exactly where you are and how you look and what you do, because it doesn't matter what you do or how you look. We all are trying to find a way, a path, to find this peace within us, to connect with our own lights again, where we have this connection of feeling true to ourselves and where we believe in ourselves without anything from the outside. So yeah, if you get stuck, just accept it and let it go. Just, it helped me, and of course tears were coming as well, and I just felt it, like even feeling not good enough. And it also helps sometimes to talk with friends about it, and I did that too. It just happened that a friend called me and we talked about it, and she reminded me, that there's more. There's just more to everything, and that's just a process which is necessary right now. So anyways, so that was it for the first episode. I'm wishing you a wonderful day. Shine bright and enjoy your life. Bye.